Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of After the Whistle. We are back. There's a lot going on in the world of sports. We got Stanley Cup Game 7 tonight. We got NBA Finals. We were at least guaranteed one more game, or maybe two. We don't know. FIFA, Team U. There's a lot going on. It's National Black Men Don't Cheat Day. It's, I don't know, Todd's here with his sticker.
Uno champ.
Oh, you killed the kids in Uno?
Yep, today smacked them.
Oh, snap. I should have got up in there. You know, I'm a Uno expert. I be trash talking in Uno. So we got a lot going on. So let's get right into it. Game 5, NBA Finals. And I think the Raptors just gave these guys new life that they didn't need to give them life, because they had them on the ropes. They had them down and out, and then they literally gave them a glimpse of life. And one thing I know about basketball is momentum could change quickly and suddenly, and you don't know when it happens, but when it does, you just look around like what happened, and this is the type of game that can do that.
Yeah, this is the game where they should have ended the series, just because KD going down. Granted, he was definitely inspirational for the Golden State. That was another push to help them get over the hump of beating the Raptors the other night. But yeah, you gotta put them down, because they're defending champs. They know how to fight and win series. This is your first time ever in a situation, and you got to seize the opportunity. KD might have gave them new life just by showing them that he'll sacrifice himself for the better of the team. Yeah,
we'll talk about KD in a little bit, but the Raptors, they were down the majority of the game. Then the fourth quarter came, and then Kawhi time came. He scored something like 10 points in a row.
Yeah,
he scored something. They couldn't stop him. And the Warriors, they were getting gassed. You could see they were getting tired. You could see with Klay and Steph, because the shots that they were taking, they weren't falling. They were coming up short. And on this run, Nick Nurse decides to call a timeout.
Yeah.
And I think that may have been one of the worst timeouts in sports history.
It might be one of them. One thing I would notice in the fourth quarter, Golden State seemed like they calmed down. Like the last 5 minutes, they was catching it, head faking, making, I want to say, smarter moves, but smart decisions with the ball.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Raptors were kind of a little more intense in defensive pressure, and the Warriors reminded themselves that we're the Warriors. We got some of the best shooters ever. Yeah. Head fake, step to the side, knock it down, play simple basketball.
Yeah, they just started executing, and the Raptors couldn't get nothing from nobody else in that final stretch of the game besides Kawhi. I mean, they scored two. The Warriors ended the game on a 9-2 run. Klay had 6 points. He had the 9 points. Wait, 6. I'm sorry, I can't count. The 6 points he had were big, because he hit one to cut it down to 3. Steph comes and ties it up, and then, just simple basketball, up fake and hits it. And if you watch that defensive series, they had at least 4 eyes on Steph on that side of the court, and Klay is over there on the wing with just, one guy is on him, but he's cheating. And, you get that shot. You just can't do that with a guy like Klay.
Especially fourth quarter, end of the season, you're trying to win one more quarter to have a championship. And, the Raptors, they had a full team effort. Yeah. But in the fourth quarter, they disappeared. And to be a championship team, you got to play all 48 minutes. Yeah. All 48.
All 48. And if you look at the numbers-wise, because the way the Raptors stayed in this game was their 20 points off turnovers. They had 13 fast break points, 13 offensive rebounds, and they got to the line 27 times. That's the only reason they were able to stay in the game. And then when it was, when it was pressure time, when it was scoring time, I don't know what happened to their offense. It seemed like they ran that Houston offense where it was just like give the ball to Kawhi at the top of the key and let him do something.
He's also bailed him out doing that as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the first year he's really been able to do that.
Yeah.
But also, too, the Warriors outshot them everywhere other than the free throw line.
Yep.
So that's another thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you have KD scoring 11 points and then winning by 1. They needed all those 11 from KD.
Although he didn't finish the whole game, but he was the 4th leading scorer. That shows you where they are offensively. But you gotta give Klay and Steph a lot of credit, because that fourth quarter, it was getting ugly for them at certain points, because their shots wasn't falling at all. And, you could see it. They were getting tired. Toronto goes on that run to take that 6-point lead. I even tweeted, I was like, all right, it's about to be a wrap. Because it looked like it was about to be a wrap, and then boom, 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 boom. And they somehow win the game.
Even Draymond had a big three, and he didn't shoot that much. What did he have? 10 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, almost a triple-double.
Only took 9 shots.
Yeah, took 9 shots, made 2 threes, so he was the facilitator that they needed.
And made the biggest play at the end with that. He got a fingertip on it. I didn't see it until I saw the replay.
And the way he tried to block it, Lowry probably thought he was going to get it anyways.
Yeah.
Like, just because Lowry's small, Draymond definitely defended the way he should have without fouling him, without giving the refs a chance to even call a foul.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Kawhi, you got to shoot that.
The Warriors made it clear that they're not going to let him do it. Sometimes you got to be. I think he was making the right basketball play.
Oh no, definitely.
But yeah,
NBA Finals, you the best player on the planet right now.
You might as well have forced the shot. Yeah, sometimes you got to force the shot. I was thinking like, yeah, these guys aren't going to let him shoot. They're not. They're going to let somebody else beat him because they're not going to let him beat him, which is smart. That was a smart double team they had. But yeah, that was that's tough. And also with this game, you gotta some of these calls, man. The officiating in this game, some of the calls that the refs were making, it was like I think it was an illegal screen they called on Boogie. I was like, really?
Granted, he did dip, but they all do that.
Yeah.
So don't pick and choose when you call illegal screen. Just call it consistently all the time.
And you see this guy's, you could call Van Vliet for holding Curry majority of the time when he's trying to come off a screen. And then the one that killed me was when Kawhi traveled. Right in the middle of the court, and they didn't call it. That was like
Yeah, they were saying that was more with the timing, because he said he got the pass off before the other foot landed. My thing is, anybody else do it, they're gonna call it anyways.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna say, oh, the timing was no. They're gonna call it regardless. But I told you, man, the Raptors winning the championship is great for business.
Extremely great for business, and it's just some of these calls. I'm just like, man, this is. It makes people wonder. It just makes people be like, really? Don't make this blatant. But
you know what? If they take away the reviews, I'm sure they'd be more on top of their job than they used to be.
Yeah. Those reviews are annoying. But we gonna get it right into it. Kevin Durant, he managed to play only 12 minutes in this game, and he went down with an Achilles injury. And the guy was playing well too. He was playing well. He was, the first he scored his first 3, made his first 3 shots, wide open threes, pull-up 3, and he looked like he was getting comfortable. And on the play he got injured, it looked like he was like, all right, let me try to go hard, because at first he was like easing himself into the game, just let me settle with some chip shots, and then he was trying to. Man, that was tough.
I applaud KD because showing that he's a hot of a champion, hot of a warrior. People at the barbershop were asking me about it. I'm like, if I was KD, I would have played too. Because at the end of the day, your love for the game came before everything else that you got in your career so far. The contracts, the sneaker endorsements, all that. So you just want to play. You don't want to see your brothers out there losing 3 straight games for the championship.
Yeah.
They lost 2 in a row, right? 2 in a row. He decided, you know what? I can go a little bit. Let me do my best to get out there and go. I guarantee you he didn't think he was going to tear his Achilles.
No,
so let's be serious here. Like, he probably was walking around like, you know what? I feel all right. I can go a little bit. Let me try to help my brothers out. And then it just, unfortunate event happened. But I don't like those KDs. The new KDs, I don't think they're the protection on them is just suspect to me.
Yeah, I don't wear them. I wear his old ones, so, which a little more protection.
Plus, I feel, man, I want to say the sneaker that the product that the sneaker's named after, that man can't get injured in the shoe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wear Steph Curry because he wears ankle braces with his shoes.
Yeah.
I don't wear KD's now.
Yeah.
Paul George destroyed my ankle last summer, so I just go with Kyrie's and Kobe's.
Yeah. It was tough too. It was tough to see. It was definitely tough to see him go down. But what I will say is, remember how I was saying everybody loves Toronto now? Everybody talking about how Canada, they love Canada and stuff. They just showed you why. They're no different than any other sports fans in America or around the world, because they started cheering when he went down. And the only reason they started clapping is because the Raptors players were telling them, looking at him like, what are y'all doing right now? What are y'all need to relax. And even the Warriors players, they were pissed that they were cheering. So all these Canadians are nice people. They're different than American sports fans. No, they just showed you who they are by cheering for that man when he was down, and then they want to do that ungenuine KD chant. Nah, you guys that was classless on so many levels.
Nah, you got to remember, he's a human being before anything.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see anybody injured.
Yeah.
Like, that's just pain that he doesn't have to go through.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
and for them to cheat, that just, I mean, there was like we've been 2 weeks of people talking about how nice Canadians are, and they just show they're no different than those Eagles fans that booed when Michael Irvin hurt his neck and had to be carted off the field. So for them to do that was disrespectful. That's what they get too. That's why they lost that game, because you go do that, karma is a mother. So also Kevon Looney, he re-injured his. Man, they can't catch a break.
that dude's a warrior. Iguodala had to tell him, nah, you done playing, bro, sit down.
Yeah.
Like, he had to tell him, like, you're done. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, he's a warrior. I respect
you saw him
that,
on
man.
the bench. He was just grimacing the whole time, and like for him to come out, the Warriors right now, they're looking like the Toon Squad when the Monstars just had them all on the bench. So Game 6 is coming up tomorrow night. I mean, here's a stat to know. The Raptors are 3-0 at Oracle so far. They won their regular season, 1 game in the regular season, and they won 2 in the playoffs. And they haven't been a bad road team this whole postseason.
Nah.
I think they got 4 road wins in this postseason. So Game 6 is going to be interesting, but the momentum-wise, I think they really let this get away. And for the Warriors to go back, this is officially going to be the last game at Oracle. So I don't think they want to go up losing.
I think, the Warriors might have took the air out of the Raptors balloon a little bit with that deflating win, man. Like, because the series should be over. Point blank period. Series should be over, and they allow it to prolong. You don't let teams stay in the game,
especially
and build confidence in their championship team. I don't know why you playing with them.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, like in the 2 wins they had at Oracle, they scored 109 points, I believe, or 105 points, and then 123. So they've proven they could score, but I'm just saying, it's different. It's different when these guys are playing with their backs against the wall. So we'll see if they can duplicate it, because I think game 3 or 4, they had 17 threes. Danny Green had about 6, so they got to get the same contribution.
Yo, they got to run him off the line. He doesn't do really anything else but spot up shoot.
Yeah.
Just force him to dribble.
Yeah, this is true.
Like, legit, like he could play, but that's not his strong suit. So force him to do something else.
Yeah. Now with the Warriors, they need Boogie Cousins came up big. He wasn't even gonna play. I don't think he was gonna play this game because he wasn't even in the rotation the first quarter. He didn't get in until KD got hurt. They didn't put him in until KD got hurt. He put in 14 points. I don't know if he can replicate this. He's been, I
just don't like, he does some questionable things in crucial points of the game. And on Facebook, people were like, oh, that's why he's not a winner. He's never learned how to be a winner in the NBA. Look who he's played for.
Yeah, he's been on the Kings. Like, he was the leader.
Yeah, like, give him a chance. But he has to be smarter and understand time recognition. Like, bro.
Yeah, because he did come up. He had 14 key points in that game, in Game 5. And I think he can do that again. I think sometimes he just needs to calm himself down because he gets way too excited and he's just doing the most. And I think when he calms down, he's effective. But when he's not, it's
The Warriors are a team that they're so talented that sometimes less is more with certain players.
Yeah.
He can get 10 and 10 and they might win. Just from, those 10 rebounds or them extra 4 because he had 14 and 6.
Yeah.
So
I think what the Warriors need to do is they need to step up their defense because they've allowed over 100 points in the two home games. They had 123 points the last time they were over there. So they need to clear up their defense because they're getting killed on the pick and roll. The Raptors been doing whatever they want on the pick and roll, and that's you gotta sharpen that up because they
do.
You letting Gasol have big games, and I mean Pascal Siakam. I don't know what happened to him. The guy, he had 2 good games, and then the rest were mediocre games, and I swear that this man, he's just allergic to his left hand. That's how he was on the floor. And he's like, he finally went left, but
it's 2 dribbles.
2 dribbles.
Turn around, back to the right.
Yeah, but besides that, he's literally allergic to go left. He never ever goes left. And I'm like, sit on that right hand, make him go left, because if he dribbles twice or 3 times, he's gonna turn it over with his left hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I just say, he's a role player coming off the bench, so I don't expect him to kill all series long. That's why I was saying that a different player has to step up every game for the Raptors in order for them to win it.
Yeah.
And that was happening.
Yeah. So the Warriors, they actually need everybody now. Now they really need all their players. Oh, shout out to Quinn Cook as well. He had a big three in that run in that fourth quarter. So hopefully these guys can play well on the road and just extend it to 7, because we kind of want basketball to go on a little longer.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Ain't nothing happening after that. I mean, we got summer league to look forward to, but I mean, nobody watches summer league like that.
And it comes on at random times of the day. Once you be at work with summer leagues coming on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't be because school's almost out. Boom.
And other NBA news. So the Warriors game number 4, the minority owner, they've asked him to sell his share. They fined him $500,000 and suspended him for a year. Well, they've banned him for a year from attending NBA games because this guy decides he's going to push Kyle Lowry when Kyle Lowry was trying to dive for the ball in the stands. And do people not learn what happened in Detroit?
Yes.
I mean, that should be just watch what happened in Detroit, because if these guys put their hands on you, they could seriously hurt you. And if Kyle Lowry put his hands on that guy, he would have been in the wrong.
Yeah, guy would have sued.
Yeah, he would have sued, but you don't go to a person's place of employment and put your hands on them.
Yeah.
That's.
He's the one of the $1 billion men, right?
Yeah.
We came, I want to say, a long way for history, but those are little reminders of how certain people look at us and view us when they're on certain, when they're put on certain pedestals.
Yeah.
And they're in certain tax brackets. So, he thinks he's a $1 billion man worth so much, but you got to realize that everybody's human and you're not above anybody. And who do you think you are putting your hands on him? Because if you'd have laid you out, you'd have been suing.
Yep. And what's even more dumb is you have a share in the Warriors. You're like a minority owner in the Warriors. You should know better. Don't give me this, I had a lapse in judgment. No, you're in a public place with over thousands of people. You should know better. You should know how to act. You're there to watch the game. Watch the game. Don't put your hands on him. He ain't doing nothing to you. He's not bothering you. He's playing. He's doing his job. And you want to put your hands on him because you're mad that the team's losing. Come on, man.
And that's the problem with certain people who are oblivious. They're just oblivious to some of the benefits they have of being part of a certain culture, a certain race. Because if one of us did that, we'd have been escorted in cuffs out the building. Point blank, period. But we know better because we would never do anything like that.
Yeah. And this is also one of my problems with the NBA. Maybe this is an NBA problem, but these ticket prices for NBA games, especially NBA Finals, NBA playoff games, there's no reason one game should cost $45,000. There's no reason at all a finals game should cost $45,000. Now you got those people that aren't really basketball fans, but they could just afford it. They're there, probably not even paying attention to the game, doing stuff like that. And the real fans are either at home or all the way up at the bleachers. Hey, come on now, these prices are ridiculous, and this guy's ridiculous for doing that. He should be banned from every NBA stadium. He should never go enter an NBA stadium again.
Like, if they banned him for life, I wouldn't see one issue with it, because you never, who do you think you are to feel it's okay to put your hands on people in a negative manner anyways?
Yeah.
I mean, these are professional athletes.
Maybe if you were trying to help him out.
Yeah, you weren't even trying to help him up.
At least the other people were trying to help him get up.
And usually when a player dives on you, yeah, you might not be happy about it. Your beer might spill on you, your food might fall, but it's part of the game. It's kind of like a fun moment that you have.
Yeah.
It's you're actually part of the game when they jump on you, but for you to just step outside yourself and go a couple seats over to push somebody,
Yeah. I just don't like when grown men like that grown men his age, grown men in general say they had a lapse in judgment when.
Us as teenagers weren't allowed to use that excuse, and that's acceptable for teenagers.
Yeah.
So as adults, stop giving people these excuses. Excuses don't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Because you should think twice before you act, not once.
Yeah. And don't matter if you was drinking too, because what they say, liquor brings out the real you.
Yes.
So maybe you should put down those bottles and stop drinking. Something like that. I know one thing. If I was Kyle Lowry, and you shoved me like that,
I'm suing.
I'm getting some of your billions.
At least one of them.
I see you in court, buddy. So give me that bread. All right, there was other NBA news last week. The Nets made a trade before the upcoming draft. They traded away Allen Crabbe and his $18.5 million contract, so they could clear up salary space to get, so they could be able to sign 2 max players this offseason. And they got Taurean Prince in return So this was a good move, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Some saying that it wouldn't work, but like when you get rid of Crabbe, you're freeing up $46 million in salary cap. So if you don't re-sign D'Angelo Russell, you can sign 2 more max players.
Yep, and there's a lot of that.
And if you sign D'Angelo, you can sign 1. So it works. Like they're just trying to make the situation better.
Yeah, they're trying to position themselves because they see how the East is pretty much kind of wide open next season too. So they're definitely trying to position themselves. And also the Nets, I believe, received the Hawks number 17 pick in the draft. In this year's upcoming draft, and also they have a 2020 lottery protected first round pick, and it says here if the pick falls 1 through 14, the Hawks will receive the pick in the following year.
Okay.
So I think this works out for both teams as well. And the Hawks, they're up and coming, so they're a lottery team this year. They'll get a new good piece this year, and hopefully they pray that that lottery falls into 1 through 14 because they could get another nice piece next year, or they could make a trade and get a big piece to add to their roster. But yeah, the Nets are definitely making moves, and we saw them. They had a good season, lost in the first round, but they got a nice core of young players. Because my favorite on that team is Karis LeVert.
Nah, he was nice, and I definitely applaud him coming back strong. Definitely coming back strong with his leg injury. Plus, it's only 8 teams in each conference.
Yeah.
Made the playoffs. So they're taking steps in the right direction. They're just trying to add on from the success from this past season.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, what they do with that pick. Also, Tony Parker announced his retirement the other day. Kind of. The way he went out was kind of like, well.
I forgot. I'll be honest. I forgot he was still.
A lot of people forgot
Hornets.
he was even playing.
Yeah,
he was on the Hornets. So I mean, kudos to him. 4-time NBA champion, 2007 in Finals MVP, 6-time NBA All-Star. But man, after like 2014, 2012 or something, his number's been declining.
I know 2014 was his last All-Star appearance.
Yeah, but after that, it's been, 11 points 2015, 10 points 2016, 7 points 2017, 2018, 9 points per game. It was like, you could kind of see it. It was happening. It's time to go.
He's been a pro since he was 12.
That's
in France. So it's like,
bro,
his
whole life been spent
like he's supposed to be done at like 32. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's been playing almost his whole life.
All that mileage.
A lot of mileage.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like 9th all time in scoring. I think playoff scoring.
Something like that. I mean, he got some numbers. He got these 3-time All NBA second team, All NBA third team, All rookie team. So he got some accolades, and who knows? He gonna get in there. He got 4 rings. He winning, and he was the leader. He was like him, Duncan, Ginobili, like the cornerstone of that.
You know my thing with the NBA Hall of Fame. If T-Mac's in it, granted, I love T-Mac as a player, but if T-Mac in it and Vlade Divac's in it, this year he's entering this year.
Yeah, you're right.
And Chris Webber isn't. Come on now. Yeah, Tony Parker got to get in if T-Mac and Vlade Divac's in there.
True.
So get it together, NBA Hall of Fame. Stop hating on Chris Webber. Put him in there. And a couple more NBA news. This is some minor news. The Grizzlies hire former Bucks assistant coach Taylor Jenkins to.
It took a little bit to get that one out, huh?
Yeah. Taylor Jenkins is the new head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. He was on the Bucks coaching staff. I don't know much about him, but new face for the Bucks. They've been having a coaching carousel the past couple years, and maybe they could have some consistency. New face with the new talent, Jaren Jackson and some of those young guys. So maybe he could, learn what he learned by being the Bucks coach and bring it to those young guys. Because the Bucks were a fairly young team too.
Yeah, and they had a great year this past year. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the culture is definitely changing. He's part of that Mike Budenholzer That's he pronounced his last name right. Budenholzer tree with Quinn Snyder and Kenny Atkinson.
Okay.
He worked for the Bucks in 18 and 2019, obviously this past season. Atlanta from 2013 to 2018, and then he started with Antonio Spurs, the G League team.
Okay, that's so guy.
Yeah, so he's worked his way up.
Yeah, sometimes teams just need new faces. It's good. I always like to see when NBA teams don't pick the same circuit coaching carousel or the same coaching circle people we see one get fired here and then he's here and you're like, come on now. I'm just glad that there's a new opportunity for a new coach.
And too, him being somewhat part of the San Antonio Spurs organization, even the G League, I'm sure he has some wisdom and some things he can teach them guys with the Grizzlies and being part of the Bucks. So it's like he's showing you that I'm part of winning pedigree somewhat.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully he could change the culture over there in Memphis and bring back, like, what were they called, Grind City or something like that with Tony Allen and all them? Grind something.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was Grind. We'll tell you next week.
Yeah, whenever we find out. All right. Other news, the Pelicans, they hired Swin Cash as their player development, and I think she might be the first female to be in that position. And we know Swin Cash was a hooper. She was a bucket.
She's actually the first high-ranking African-American woman in executive position.
See, that's great news for the Bucks because we're seeing a lot more females get the opportunity to be part of the NBA. I mean, who's that? Was it Becky Hammond, right? With the Spurs, yeah. And I think somebody just hired, the Cavs just hired somebody, a female woman as well. I think the former college coach. I think they put her on the staff. This just happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forget the name, but I just read it earlier. This just happened. But I mean, kudos to Swin Cash. I mean, she has enough basketball experience, and she could. I'm pretty sure she knows how to see who's good and who's not. So.
And that's one thing she was talking about. She felt that they picked her on her merits, not her gender.
Yeah.
Because she's what, 3-time NBA champ, 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA All-Star MVP.
And a walking bucket.
WNBA top 20 at 20. So she's like an all-time WNBA player. Yeah. Then you got 2-time NCAA champion, turning MOP, All-American, 3-time gold medalist.
Yes. She has a lot of basketball accolades. She's been around the league for a while. And also, there's somebody else in Minnesota. I forget who Minnesota got somebody too.
Oh, you talking about the point guard for the Lakes that coaches for the Gophers? She's like the assistant coach, I think.
Yeah. I'm talking about the T-Wolves too. There's somebody else.
My bad.
There's somebody else, but
yeah,
I forget. KG did a segment with her. I forget her name, but
I can't think.
But we're seeing this a lot more in sports in general, that teams are now, that gender thing is, they're putting women in positions to be in front offices or to make decisions, because I mean, heck, they've had men doing it for so long, and some of them just some of them are never good, and they got numerous other opportunities. So you might as well give them opportunities, because I mean, they could.
The only real difference between girls basketball and men's basketball is the athleticism, really. You know what I mean? That's really it. Like, they have skill. They know the game just as well as men do. They just don't jump as high, and they're not dunking on people. That's really the only difference.
Well, that might be changing soon.
Oh, no, it will be changing soon. Girl catching alleys and stuff. But just overall, like, that's the only thing they really have over the women.
Yeah.
Athleticism.
But you go in a lot of cities and some communities, there's the top dogs on the court, the playground court, is a female.
This is true.
So there's always that few that you run into. You think they can't keep up with y'all, and then you get a rude awakening. So don't underestimate these ladies.
Can never do that.
I ain't letting them embarrass me though. I don't care how nice you are.
Shout out to Helen Ridley, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Girl we grew up with playing with. She was nice.
Yeah. Helen was the king of the court.
She was a dog.
I know, she had dudes with like. Helen had dudes heated. She had dudes heated. Other New Orleans Pelican news. Shout out to Monique too.
Yeah. Monique, my dog.
Monique with Takesha. The other one. The other guy.
Oh, I just forgot.
Start with a T.
Faison. I know her name. Faison. Last name. Tamika.
I think Tamika Faison. Shout out to her too.
There was a lot of dogs that came from Lynn, man. It's a bunch of y'all.
Yeah, she used to be at the playground with us at the basketball clinic with us and all crossing dudes up. Shout out to all of them. The Pelicans, this Anthony Davis saga continues. So they made it clear they're now open to options. Some teams that are interested are the Knicks, the Lakers, the Celtics, but Anthony Davis' agent has said you guys are only getting him for a 1-year rental because it's clear the Pelicans don't want to trade him to LA. They're trading him to everybody. They're going to trade him to any other team besides LA, but it's been clear that he's going to end up in LA some way, somehow. If it's not next season, it's going to be the season after. So whatever teams is going to decide to trade for him, they just better realize they're just getting a 1-year rental.
This is kind of like on some like ownership slave nonsense. Like, let the man leave. Like, you're going to force him to go play for somebody else for 1 year when you know he just wants to go to LA? Like, this is kind of crazy. Yeah. You're trying to sabotage, like, the man's career. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, this is looking stupid. Like,
by the day.
Like, this is like, you don't own that man. He doesn't want to be with you. You can't keep him captive.
Yeah, just let him go. They were dumb. They were dumb for not trading him. They were dumb for not trading because he made it clear, I don't want to be here no more. Listen, in this day and age, when a player says he don't want to be here no more, just let him go. Because the players have more control over their careers this time than they had back in the day. And you just got to let him go and get the best you could get out of it.
And he paid his dues. You been there 7, 8 years?
Yeah.
How long you want the man to be there? He's not trying to do a KG, play 10 plus years and then finally leaves. You know what I mean?
Regret staying longer than he should have.
Like, come on, man. Like, the man paid his dues. Respect that man's decision and let him go.
Yeah, it's weird. So yeah, the Celtics are interested. So I don't know who they're gonna give up for him, but I mean, I could throw in names right now, but I ain't gonna do it because I know some of you people be getting mad at me when I talk about Celtics, you sensitive folks. Y'all getting mad. So we'll see what happens with this Anthony Davis saga. Maybe they make a trade before the NBA draft or before free agency. Free agency, I think, is July 6th. So they got like 3 weeks or so to figure it out. What's that the saying go? Figure it out?
Yeah.
Figure it out. All right, we got a Game 7 tonight. The Bruins and the Maple Leafs. And this has been one interesting series. And the Bruins won Game 6. But we got to talk about Game 5 first and that trip that wasn't called.
That's ridiculous. I don't care if it's incidental or on purpose. When a man's leg flies all up in the air and he falls on his back and his neck, like, that's an automatic call.
Yeah.
Like, that's just unacceptable. Then the refs just sitting right there watching them. Then they score based on that guy not being in position. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, that was ridiculous.
I watched that. I watched it. I watched the replay. And the ref is standing right there. He's literally just standing right there looking at it. And I'm like, bruh, are you not going to throw? No. I don't know if they throw a flag. I don't know what they throw.
Nah, they blow the whistle.
Blow the whistle, man. Come on. The dude got tripped. Hit his head. He may have had a concussion, and boom, that was the game right there. That's how they won the game. And I'm just like, bruh, that is terrible. But officiating in this series has been horrendous throughout. People have been complaining about some of the stuff the Blues have been getting away with, rightfully so. And come on. If this happens tonight, those refs better have security. They better have full flight security.
Yeah, man. But, we title town. Like, to be honest, like, we legit are like title town, so nobody wants to see Boston win or anything else. Like, we win in too much, but the Bruins about to give St. Louis the Blues tonight.
Yeah, they definitely are. The last time the Bruins were in a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup was 8 years ago against Vancouver. They were in Vancouver. They won 4-3. So this may be the first Stanley Cup hoisted at home if they win. This might be the first one since, I think, 73?
We weren't here, so we don't know that.
Yeah, before we was alive. It's what, because it's been a while. I still remember 2013 with the Chicago series. That crap. It didn't go 7 games, but I still remember that nonsense. But
wow.
But game number 6 is just some numbers for you. 5 Bruins scored in this one. Tuukka Rask had 28 saves on 29 saves attempts, and the Bruins. In the 3 wins, they've been averaging 5 goals in the 3 wins, and in the losses, they've been averaging only 2. So, when their offense is clicking, they're unbeatable. So hopefully, hopefully they get the juices of the fans, and home ice advantage takes its toll or plays a big role in this one, because We need that chip.
And Hall of Fame Tuka better come play today.
Oh yeah, Tuka been on his game.
He's gonna be dominant tonight though.
Yeah, I think there's concerns of I think it's Zdeno Charles. I think they might have concerns about him playing because he's hurt.
Oh, okay.
But I think he's gonna play anyways because
man, them guys, them hockey players is warriors.
Yeah, he European too. Them.
Yeah, they tough.
Yeah, they drink vodka.
Yeah, they do.
All right, before we go to Athlete's Corner, we got this one. Woo, David Ortiz. Woo.
Ridiculousness.
Woo. So David Ortiz, he went home. He went to DR. You know, just like everybody does. They go to DR, home. Let me settle me. Go enjoy my peoples. Go, you know, I'm home. It's just fun. And he got shot at a club, at a bar or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a little bar, like outside joint.
Yeah, and he got shot. And the circumstances surrounding this whole shooting is just, man.
It's kind of, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from my man, Mac Daddy Ortiz. For one, I'm glad to hear he's doing all right. You know what I mean? Like, granted, who shoots David Ortiz? Like, I don't care what he's doing in DI. I'm sure he does a lot for that community for you to let that slide. Like, he's David Ortiz. Like, he's my favorite Red Sox.
Him and Pedro Martinez.
Oh yeah, Pedro, the head thrower.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Dave's the man. He's a genuine person. Granted, you know, everybody has their vices and flaws, but you really got to shoot David Ortiz? I'm sure you could have talked to him. I'm sure he's pretty understanding type of guy.
Have a conversation about it. You shooting the run. Here's my thing.
He's the man out there.
This is my thing. In situations like this, I don't understand why you are shooting him. You should be more upset with the person that is supposed to be loyal to you. That is my thing in situations like this. Do not get mad at the receiver. Get mad at the giver. Because that giver is supposed to be giving you what she was giving him. Allegedly.
I mean, you asked for a cookie.
Yeah.
Cookie don't have to be given. You keep it in the package. You have an option to decline or accept.
This is true. I mean, just say no. Just like as the saying goes, say no to drugs and, you know, say no to someone else's. Actually, if they offer, I mean, but they should know better to be offering. So
True.
because the alleged person, I mean.
But I'm sure if Dave was a football player, he'd be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. He's catching everything. That's my guy, man. You rest up, you get healthy.
Yeah, he was back in Boston. He got back to Boston, I think Monday night or early yesterday's, and had surgery. It all went well, but they caught the person that shot him. They caught him.
I thought there was two people involved.
Well, they caught one.
Because they beat the brakes off. I don't know if it was paper cutting them or cutting them.
Yeah.
They beat the brakes off that dude.
Yeah, I saw one. I only saw one person in the back of the police car.
You know that guy from The Punisher. He was jacked up.
That dude, he ended up like Two-Face.
For real, like I feel. Ooh.
But once again, people do crazy things for love.
Yeah, they do.
And you know,
That was his wife, right? I always say guys will fight for their girlfriend, dudes kill for their wives.
Yeah. I ain't killing for nobody. I ain't going to jail for nobody.
I'm gonna walk away.
I'm definitely walking away. We gotta just walk away. We got a special Athletes Corner. This is I put together some of the interviews I have with Athletes Corner. We'll call this the Best of Athletes Corner. So we'll talk about. Watch that, and we'll come back. You see, we black men don't cheat. Don't remember that. You see, we faithful. We faithful to our women, the ones that we have. So you're a champion too.
Yeah.
You won the New England Silver Gloves. Yeah. How was that? Tell me about that experience you had.
It was tough.
Yeah.
It really took not a long time, but it was pretty hard to get through.
What was the most difficult thing for you to adjusting into the college game?
I think just being a freshman point guard, the point guard is probably the hardest position. So these guys were definitely tough on me, but it was all constructive criticism and just leading the guys. They're all bigger than me. I'm a small little guard, so just kind of just being in that position and getting thrown in the fire. But I felt like towards the end of the season, I kind of got it together. So. Yeah.
And lastly, just talk about breaking his record this season. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I've been getting asked about that a lot.
I was there when he broke his.
So it's crazy to think about breaking his record. I actually didn't even know. No one told me. It's crazy to think about because I don't know. I feel like he just has the record and like no one's even gonna come close to it. And but it's really crazy to think about just because of how well praised he is, not just in football, but like in the city of Lynn in general. So it's just an amazing honor.
Now we're going on this journey. College is a different ball game. Yeah. The ACC is a different ball game. You're going in a conference that has the team that just won the national title, the team that's been in a few national title games and a few playoff games, and also you have the Florida States, the Miamis. You got all that competition. What's that like for you, just knowing that you're going to be going up against the best of the best?
It might sound a little crazy, but I'm excited going against the best. Can't go wrong going against the best and seeing how you match up. So I just know me and my future teammates are going to put in the most work to be prepared against these top dogs such as Clemson and Miami and all of them. But BC ain't little, so we definitely can give them a run for their money. So we'll just put in that hard work over the season with them and see how we come out next season.
Yeah, boss. One thing about you guys, even the past 2 years, you guys were in a lot of close games. A lot of games. You guys played a lot of close games. And literally, majority of all your games came down to probably a play here and there. So what's that like, just being in games like that, just knowing that every game that you guys were just right there with each team that you guys faced off against?
Being one of the offensive goal guys, it was definitely nerve-wracking because you never know, like, this might be my chance to put the team on my back, or I got to do this so he could put the team on their back. It's definitely nerve-wracking.
How much more relaxed were you once you got that out the way?
It was very relaxing. Getting it right away, like not like mid-season or something. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure off your shoulders. So now you're not just thinking about scoring. You're thinking about the whole team and like passing and everything. But it was good for me to get that off my chest.
Jack, yourself, you was the tournament MVP. How was that for you? Just you had a big game in that tournament game against WPI. So what made you break out in that game?
It was kind of our whole team really came together. Probably the last 2 weeks of the season, we really started peaking, and then going into the playoffs, we had home court advantage, and it all just kind of clicked. And then the way the games just flowed, and the way we played as a unit, like it got me a lot of open shots, and I just hit them. And so we just sort of put together a bunch of good games in a row.
100 career points. That's quite the feat to accomplish. So, talk about that.
It was definitely good to get, but teammates helped me out a lot, setting me up. I'm setting that up, so it was pretty good.
Now, are you the first, or I don't know what
I believe I am the second. My line mate got it last year.
Okay,
in the playoffs.
So two of you guys now, you got 200 point guys on that. I mean, that's quite the feat to have. Just especially for your senior season. Just talk about that. The way you're going now, you setting a record for yourself.
Yeah, it's good to set a record in the last year. So now I can focus on just trying to win games and make a run in the state tournament. So that's good.
Yeah.
Well, those are fun games, man. The new Mission game we're talking about. We haven't faced them before, but that's a program that's had a lot of success. Looks good on the schedule.
Yeah.
That was a good game too. We lost by 1, but we were right there. We had opportunities.
What is one thing that you guys are? What is one thing that's gonna stick in your mind from this past season? What's one thing that you guys will never forget about this past soccer season?
The locker room.
Yeah, the locker room.
The bus rides.
Bus rides.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Fun time.
Yeah, a freshman that was rookie of the year. Got all conference. Got Jack coming back. So what is this expectation for this team going forward?
Well,
these guys kind of dug their own grave a little bit. They showed us they can play some defense. So we know we can do it for the whole season now instead of just a couple games. So they're capable. So we have very high expectations. You know, we got to the NCAA tournament, first time in school history, and took a long bus ride to New Jersey just to come home. But it was, I think our expectations are pretty high and not unrealistic. I think until you actually do it, you have a little bit of doubt, but these guys should have no doubt in their minds that they're very capable and just got to work hard. And as you saw with the Celtics season this year, that, you know, last year means nothing. It's, you know, what are you doing now? And so these guys, I think they're hungry and that they're ready to work, and that they've already been telling us they're in the gym and in the weight room. So good things hopefully to come.
What is something that you're gonna remember about your Tech career? What's the oversight? Your 4 years playing at varsity basketball. What's something that's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life?
Feels like I'm really happy for what I did, especially not for me, but for Tech. So give them something, because it's been like 10 years since someone got their name put up, but I'm gonna put on too. So it's gonna be really good to leave them with something.
Yeah. What's highs and lows? Talk about that, you personally.
Highs like I start now, all that, and lows is really nothing.
Talk about the Olympic training with the New England team. Some of the other fighters that you guys been working with.
Well, yeah, some of the other fighters we've been working with, they're great. Like Moise, he was one of them leaving to Puerto Rico, unfortunately, but he is another, you know, he was one of the guys that really inspired me to really push myself, you know, and then some of the other guys, when we got to national tournaments and Olympic qualifying tournaments from the New England team, really helped push me as well. And training for the Olympics, it was fun and it was great, and I learned so much just being around these people. It's a great experience.
Me personally, like my first year playing, I was amazed. Like I never played like that before.
Yeah, the entire crowd.
That was an intense game, man. That was a great game.
Yeah. This is what all basketball players play for, is a chance to, you know, win a championship, a chance to make that run. So what's the mindset of all three of you guys going into this?
Like us as individuals?
Yeah.
Or?
Going to kill.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to kill.
Yeah,
we have to like we want it.
I think it all goes back to like communication though.
Yeah.
Like at practices, like we need to keep our communication up. Like if you make a bucket, all right, good job. But if you miss, also you got the next one. So we got to just stay positive, never go, like we want to go forward now, not go back. Because we have a habit on doing that.
Yeah, all right, for you guys all played in state tournament last year, didn't make the deep run, so individually, what's it gonna take? Well, what are you guys doing to get mentally prepared for this run?
It's gonna take one day at a time, one game at a time, because it is a process, so we gotta like slow it down in our head that it's one possession at a time, all that. Can't rush it.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing, taking it game by game. Not like letting the rankings get to us or anything like that, and just focusing all the time.
I would just say don't like switch up, just play how we play normally, and keep fighting, keep trying to fight.
We are back. Thank you to all those student athletes and people that participated that always enjoy coming on. You know, I like talking to them. Some of them didn't either. Some of them they're a little shy, and then once they realize, once they get comfortable and we start talking, and I don't hit them with the stuff I want to hit them with, but you know, because they still young, they still teenagers. You know, can't really give them everything, but you know, they all cool. They all doing their thing. Some going to college, some are expected to have big seasons next year. So you know, kudos to all of them. Quick update: Kevin Durant underwent surgery, successful surgery. He ruptured his Achilles. That's better than a tear. So, you know, his timetable we don't know yet, but we'll see him again at some point, maybe in January when he comes back. But get better, KD. NFL news. We got some NFL stuff to break down before we get up out of here. Carson Wentz signed a new deal. You know, I don't blame the Eagles for signing him. They don't got no other quarterback.
No, they need him.
they need him, and he's a good quarterback. His MVP season got derailed because he got hurt the 13th or 14th game of the season.
I mean, that's 2 years in a row, ain't it?
Well, it was the ACL he tore that Super Bowl year, and this time it was just his back. So the injuries, how it goes. You injure one thing and another thing, but I think he has had enough time to recover.
Okay.
So I think he'll be back playing to that MVP form because they got him some weapons.
Yeah,
they got him Deshaun, they got him a running back, and that was one thing they didn't have a running back. They were all going down, but hopefully their defense stepped up because they had defensive players falling every single game. But the contract breakdown is 4 years, 4-year extension, $128 million, $107.9 guaranteed, and $66 million is due during the signing bonus. So right now he's the highest paid QB. Just Russell Wilson was like a month before. Now it's him. I think Dak is up next he's due for a big contract, and he's probably gonna get it. But
I don't even know nowadays with these contracts and these quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks are the most overpaid position in sports, but yeah, whatever. So Kuda said the Saints gave Cam Jordan a 3-year extension, $52.5 million, $42 million guaranteed. And I hope they stop complaining about that call, that call in the championship game.
Oh man, get over that, man.
I don't think they're over that.
You got to get over some things in life. Your first breakup, losing like that in the playoffs.
I don't think they're over it, but I mean, he's getting his money. This guy, he had 12 sacks last year. The year before, he had 13. He's got 71.5 career sacks with the Saints, so he's a heck of a player.
Yeah, he combines with a lot of tackles throughout the season. Last year was 62 tackles combined, and this past season was 49.
If you look at him, he looked like one of them dudes that is from New Orleans too. I don't think he's from there, but he looked like he's from there.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Those blonde dread. I never understood the blonde dread part. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Jalen Ramsey, he's not getting a new contract. They're not giving him a new contract extension. They're gonna wait. They picked up his option for next year, but the Jaguars aren't signing him. And you know what? If I was him, I'm kind of be glad because I don't want to be in Jacksonville my whole career. We had a good run. I'm out of here after this season.
Yeah, I seen the interview. He didn't seem too distraught about it. He seemed professional about it. He's probably thinking, I'm not trying to be here forever. Because the way he talks and the way they perform don't equal up.
Nah, he belongs in L.A. or New York City or somewhere. He belongs somewhere. Because, I mean, honestly, Jacksonville is a place where people go to retire. And
yes, they do.
Yeah. And if I'm in my 20s, I don't want to be living in Jacksonville. I'll live here for a couple of years, but I don't want to spend my 20s in Jacksonville. It'd be a waste of time,
Because how far is Jacksonville from Florida and Tampa? Hours, right?
Yeah.
Driving wise, so yeah.
Yeah, send me somewhere nice. Swear.
Stuck in the old folk city.
Yeah. Nothing you're looking at is wrinkled people.
Ashy ankles.
Ashy ankles and wrinkles. That's what it is. Sorry to all the old wrinkled people, but some of y'all. Woo. Kyle Rudolph signed a 4-year extension with $36 million with the Vikings. Good pickup. The Patriots were looking to sign him, but obviously that didn't work out. But I'm not sure about this because you still have Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, and I don't trust Kirk Cousins for anything throwing the ball. I don't, and that was proof last year because they were close to the Super Bowl last year. They get him, they can't even make the playoffs.
But you still gotta show your receivers that they're worth something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I get mad at him getting the money. It's just
yeah. And I feel you. How many catches he gonna get?
He might end the season with 40 catches or something. Because Kirk Cousins, he might throw more to the other team than to his own team. So yeah. Shout out Kirk Cousins. All right. We got some FIFA. FIFA World Cup has been happening, and the U.S. women's team, they smacked
Thailand 13-0, dancing and doing all type of stuff, doing the Dougie on the field. I don't know if I saw the Dougie or not, but they was enjoying their time out there. I just hope they had the same energy against everybody else.
Man, if I was Thailand, I'd fight them.
I mean, they probably had a better chance of winning that.
Yeah.
Compared to soccer.
But the women.
I'm just saying.
I just lost my train of thought.
Alice Morgan had 5 goals. She was killing, but they played her the whole game. She should have got a rest.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
I think like 4 other players all had a goal each or something like that.
So their next matchup is against Guy. The next matchup is Tuesday, the 18th, against Guyana, and but from the look of these stats, it doesn't look like Guyana is going to pose much threat. They lost their first round matchup against Haiti 3-1. Yeah, this isn't gonna be match. I'm sorry, that wasn't their first matchup. They lost the last game they played. They lost to Guyana, to Haiti. I can't even talk. This dude just messed up my train of thought.
My bad.
I can't even talk. But yeah, FIFA World Cup is going on. The U.S. women, they're the favorite. They're the defending champions. So they're the favorite to win it all. And, you know, after that one out, 13 goals. You know that's more than the U.S. men scored combined in 2010 and 2014.
You know nobody cares to watch the men in the World Cup. I only watch the Women's World Cup. They win.
Yeah, at least
sorry.
they win. Yeah.
Like, I support the men, but y'all don't win.
Oh yeah, they got their behinds. They lost to Venezuela the other day, the U.S. men's team.
Point exactly.
They lost to it. They lost to them. But yeah, I don't know how much time we got left, but what you got going on this weekend?
Well, my daughter graduates from pre-K tomorrow, so I'll probably do something with her for the most part.
Oh, speaking of graduation, my cousin graduates from elementary school on Monday. I completely forgot about that.
So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big weekend. Pedro, what you got going on this weekend?
No.
All right.
You ain't got nothing going on. Remember, it's Black Men Don't Cheat Day. I'm going to be in Phoenix this weekend. I'm going to a wedding. So we'll see you guys back here next week. There'll be an NHL champion, there'll be an NBA champion, and we'll have more. So peace out. We're out of here.